Hi there! Well, today's video is going to be one that was requested, and this is what's in my shower. And when I first saw this comment come through requesting this video, I thought, I don't know that I'm going to do that kind of a video because I just did one recently. But then when I started going through, I realized that it was actually a year ago this week since I filmed my last what's in my shower, and I think my only what's in my shower. So I guess I am due for one. So thank you for that request. I am happy to do it. The short answer to what's in my shower is way too much. I love Bath & Body products, I love hair products, and I really enjoy rotating through different ones so I don't have to use the same thing every day. And I just enjoy trying new ones as well. So I do have quite a few things here. I've got this little tote that I've gathered up everything. So I've kind of got this divided into hair products, facial products, and then body products. So I'll just start with the body products here and then we'll work our way around. So the first thing that I have is a standby. This is probably in all my empties videos, and it's something I just buy over and over again. This is a Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Body Wash. This is just a really good standby product for me. It doesn't irritate my skin. It doesn't cause any breakouts, which I tend to get on my back, and I like the smell of it a lot. It's just very familiar, it's very calming to my skin, and I love it, so I just buy that over and over again. The next thing I have was a gift from a friend, and I love this so much. This is just a fabulous smelling body wash. This is from Philosophy. This is Snow Angel. I've also seen this called Sweetly Fallen Snow. So they kind of put the names together when I saw it on the Sephora site. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to search for it as Snow Angel or Sweetly Fallen Snow. But in any case, it has a little bit of a sweet vanilla smell to it, but then also very bright and kind of crisp smelling. It's a really great fragrance for this time of year. You kind of get that crisp fragrance of the cool weather, but then you get the warmness with the sweet vanilla smell. So I just love this. It does have, it appears to have a little bit of shimmer in it, but that doesn't translate onto your skin. It doesn't leave anything. You mostly just notice it when you're sudsing up on your shower poof, but it's just, oh, I love this one. This is a new favorite. I've never had this before. I love it to death. Okay, so speaking of other Philosophy products, another one that I have purchased before, I think this is my last what's in my shower video, and I haven't had it until recently, and I repurchased it. This is Living Grace. This is probably my most favorite Philosophy body wash that I've ever used. I was always a big fan of Pure Grace, and this is very similar, but maybe a little bit more mild smelling if you really like the clean quality of Pure Grace, but maybe you just want something that's not quite as strong. This is a really good option. This also has maybe a little bit of a floral note to it, but it is still very clean and crisp, and I just love it. It's also very gender neutral. My husband loves to use this one as well. So I really like having that as a treat once in a while. And then a body wash that I have that I've not been crazy about, but I am going to be using up. I purchased this, I think, when Sephora sent out the gift card, and I thought I would try something different to add to my cart to use my gift card, and this is the Caudalie Fleur de Vigne Shower Gel. I don't care for this, and I hate to steer you away from it if you do like Caudalie fragrances, because it really, to me, is just more about the fragrance. This smells to me like fresh cut grass, almost like wet grass, and I just don't care for it. But if you like very fresh, natural smells like that, this might be something that you really enjoy. It says that it's supposed to have the fragrances of white rose, pink pepper, and watermelon. I just don't really get any of that. Maybe a little bit of the brightness of watermelon kind of comes through a little bit, but every time I use it, I think wet grass, and I just don't care for it. But that being said, it is a really nice, gentle soap. I think it's very similar to the Aveeno in that it does suds up nicely, but it doesn't dry out your skin. It's very gentle. And so if you, like I said, if you do like those kind of fresh fragrances, I would hate to steer you away from this, but it's not something that I would repurchase again. Alright, so moving on to some facial products. The first thing that I have here is something that I just keep on hand. I don't necessarily always buy the same brand, but this is the Up and Up Oil-Free Acne Wash. When I feel my skin really rebelling, if it's just breaking out, I like to use this occasionally. It's too strong for me to use all the time. It will cause my skin to be a little bit dry and flaky, but it's just one of those products that I always keep on hand so I can use it if I feel like my skin's just breaking out a little bit too much and I want to kind of get that under control. And I also use this on my back and shoulders as well if I'm breaking out, which typically happens more in the summertime. And I usually get whatever store brand is less expensive, or if it's Neutrogena, whatever, Walgreens brand, it doesn't matter. All right, the next thing that I have here is another standby product that I've purchased over and over. This is the Bliss Micro Magic Microdermabrasion Scrub. I've talked about this a few times in videos. I just absolutely love it. I was a little concerned recently. I went to the Sephora site and I couldn't find this product. I haven't gone back to look again, but that does concern me that they're not selling it anymore. I hope that's not the case. I think I did still find it on the Ulta website, so I will try to link to that down below, but it's a fantastic product. Ooh, they've got a little bit of this on my hands. It's a fantastic microdermabrasion product. It's my favorite one that I've ever used. It's got a very strong mintiness to it, but that doesn't dry out my skin. It just feels really great and does such a nice job. The next product is something I talked about in my recent favorites video because I decided to switch facial cleansers. Also, I've done moisturizers, but I'll talk about that in another video. But my skin has just been going crazy lately and I can't really figure out exactly why, but I knew I needed to make some changes. So the first area I decided to make a change in was my facial cleanser. So I'm now using this both morning and night. This is the Clinique Liquid Facial Soap. This is in mild. I do emphasize mild because there are several different versions of this liquid facial soap. There's an extra mild, a mild, and then I'm sorry, I can't remember. There's a third one, but so this is the mild version. It lathers up nicely. It doesn't make my skin overly dry. It does make it feel a little bit tight, but it's more like a squeaky clean feel. Oddly enough, I was using a hydrating cleanser before. My skin started really breaking out and I was still having a lot of flakiness around my mouth. Now I'm using this. It doesn't have any specific hydrating qualities, but my skin's really calmed down. So I thought that was kind of interesting because our weather is a little bit drier here right now. But in any case, I'll take it no matter what the reason, and I've really enjoyed using that. Okay, and then finally, I have one more exfoliating product that I like. I don't like it as much as the Bliss Micro Magic, but it is something nice to work into my rotation so that I make this little tiny tube last a little bit longer because it is pricey. So this is the St. Ives Even and Bright Pink Lemon and Mandarin Orange Scrub. This does a good job. I wouldn't say it does as good a job as the Bliss, but it does a fair job, and I do like it. It's something I would repurchase. It's very cost effective. It does have a very nice, fresh, bright smell with the lemon and the mandarin orange, so I really like the fragrance of it. I think it's really nice, particularly in the mornings. It does tend to dry out my skin just a little bit, so I do need to moisturize afterwards, but it is something I like and something I would repurchase. All right, now let's move on to some hair products. I don't think a lot has changed with my hair products except for maybe one here. I really like what I've been using. I don't like my hair right now. I'm definitely due for a cut and color, but anyway, I digress, but let me show you what I do rotate through. So this is something that was recommended last year. I think Michelle at Makeup MLC was the original person that started talking about this, and I've been using it ever since. So this is the Matrix Biolage Fiber Strong Shampoo. This is with the bamboo. This is a great product. As you can see, I like it enough to purchase these big sizes. So I usually get these from Ulta when they're having their jumbo size sale. And then I also have the conditioner that goes with it. This just doesn't create any buildup on my hair. It doesn't leave any residue, but it does make it very healthy and very strong and very shiny, and I really, really like it. It does a great job. And then a couple other products that I've mentioned so many times I always keep in my rotation are the Dove Oxygen Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner. I just like to use these periodically. Again, this is something that doesn't weigh my hair down. It's my favorite drugstore hair care product as far as shampoos and conditioners go. This is a nice lightweight conditioner, but neither of these products dry out my hair. They just have a nice amount of hydration, I think, for my fine, thin hair. So I use those intermittently with the other Biolage products. And then finally, a product that unfortunately I am sorry that I sort of recommended to you. I had mentioned I got a sample of this product, so I purchased it for myself through the Sephora sale, and I'm kind of regretting doing that. I am going to finish this up, but this is the Dry Bar Texas Tea Volumizing Shampoo. I really liked the sample when I got it, and I thought this was going to do a great job of clarifying my hair. It seemed like when I used it from the sample, my hair had quite a bit of volume. I did feel like it was a little bit drying at the time, but I thought if I just used it once in a while, it might be a really good product to have to use maybe once or twice a week. And since I bought the full size, I don't feel like any of those things are true anymore. It just doesn't seem to do a very good job. I think it's way, way overpriced. I want to say this 8.5 ounce bottle was about $24. Maybe not as much because I got it with the sale, but I would definitely not repurchase this. I wouldn't pay full price for it. I'm glad I didn't. It smells really nice, but I don't think it was worth it. I think you're much better off with one of the Biolage products for your money. And I probably paid a little bit less than that for this jumbo size than I did for this. So this was just a really big disappointment. I'm still kind of wondering how I was so impressed with the sample and then not with the full size, but I guess that's a chance to take sometimes. And then I have one final product. This was another gift from a friend and I'm really enjoying it. This is the Trader Joe's Moisturizing Cream Shave. This has a honey mango fragrance. This smells so good and it creates such a nice barrier when you're shaving your legs. I absolutely love it. It's just a really nice product and it leaves them really soft afterwards too. So this is really, really a treat to use. And so that's it. That is everything. I think I do have a shower poof in there somewhere, but it was a little bit wet and I think you all know what a shower poof looks like, so I just use those with my body wash products to lather them up a little bit. But that is it, and thank you so much for requesting this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll have to remember to do this one again next year about this time, since it seems to be my Christmas tradition. So I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.